What's going on, guys? It's your boy King Jaffe Joe 413, back with another one. What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? Chilling? You already know me, chilling like always. All right, so today, this video is coming to you requested from a viewer. You know what I'm saying? A YouTube subscriber hit me up on the comments and he wanted to know what was the top upgrades you could put on your bike to make your bike go faster. You know what I'm saying? Scooting by everybody else. All right, so I'm gonna break it down to you guys. So first of all, let me explain to you guys. The Ryker isn't like a regular motorcycle. So it has a CVT transmission, which isn't like a regular motorcycle. So you are limited with your speed. You're limited to your speed because of the transmission. So around 115, you can go a little bit faster, a little bit, some people go a little bit slower. Most of the bikes, they're all basically the same, but they're all a little bit different. For some reason, some people think the 2019s are a little bit faster than the other ones because they think something changed. After they made in 2019, they might have changed the transmission. Not 100% sure about that, but it just seems like that to some of us. But you're really limited to how fast you can go on the Ryker. There's only like one person that really is getting higher speeds on the Ryker, and that's out in Canada. You know what I'm saying? My man Dave, he's basically the only one that you're gonna be able to get really change your speed on your Ryker if you really want to go faster, like a consistent faster. Like my Ryker, I vary in speed, you know what I'm saying? I get 109, I get 115, I get 117. It depends on the conditions. It depends who you're behind. You know what I'm saying? You're behind a slingshot, boom, you draft it. You know what I'm saying? You're right behind that slingshot, you gotta keep up. You know what I'm saying? That's when I got to like 117, 118 when I was, but it changes all the time. But so basically for bolt-on parts, there's bolt-on parts you can get. They're not gonna get you basically a top speed that's gonna be consistent all the time, but it may get you a little bit faster acceleration. So you're gonna get to your top speed a little faster. You maybe have been doing 107, now you're doing 112. You probably gain a couple more miles per hour, but you're not gonna be going from 107 or 105 and getting 125, 130, you know what I'm saying? So don't think that the bolt-on parts, you're gonna get that in any way with the setup on the transmission and the CVT belt. Up in Canada, you send your bike up to him, he gonna do some real damage to your bike, you know what I'm saying? He gonna, like, in a good way. He gonna sleeve the heads and all that, I mean, block and all that stuff, and bore out stuff and all that stuff, gears in the transmission and stuff like that. So he can get you up like that, but the stuff I'm gonna tell you is basically, it's gonna get you maybe accelerating faster, but that's probably about it. So, like I said, these are all basically bolt-on mods. So basically stuff that you see me do. You can take it out and put it back in on your own if you have knowledge or have someone else do it without any machining. So basically how the motor works is, with the stock motor, how you're doing it, how a motor works is gas and air. You know what I'm saying? So the gas goes in, air goes in, the pistons go down, it explodes. So the bigger the explosion, the faster, the more horsepower you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So, which obviously turns into speed, which is limited by the transmission. So, but either way, that's just basically how the motor works. So when you start off and so the first thing I would say, if you're looking to get more out of your bike, like speed-wise, or acceleration-wise, we should say. First thing I would say you're gonna get your exhaust. Put an exhaust on the bike. That's gonna help it breathe a little bit more, right? So getting a little more air out. All right, so it's one of the first things I would do. Second thing I would probably do after that would be the intake. So after you get the intake, now you're bringing more air in. So like I told you, more air coming in, now you got more air coming out. So air, fuel, explosion, bigger. So now you have more air coming in and you have more air coming out. What do you need? you need more fuel, right? So what you need there next would be the tuner. So that would be the first three things that I can recommend you doing to get a little bit more speed. So basically from when I got my bike like 105, 107-ish speed, top speed, after getting the exhaust, the intake, and then the tune, DynoJet tuner, PV3, that's what I have. You can use the PV4. You can purchase that from blrtuning.co. That's where I got my tune from. Or you can get the tuner from him as well, or you can get it from anywhere you can find it cheaper. You can contact blrtuning.co and purchase a tune off of him. There's actually other companies that sell tunes as well. I'm just telling you where I got mine from. Do what you please with the information. So basically those three things is basically what's gonna get you more speed. Like, that's basically where I see my speed like level off to where it's at now. I get a little higher, get a little lower, but around the same basic speed. Weather does make a difference if it's hot or cooler outside. Things that the tuner trains as well as adding fuel, controlling the fuel to air ratio. So you brought more air in by adding the intake, and you're taking more air out by adding the exhaust. So now you're adding the tuner, which is going to add more fuel. So now you're getting a bitter explosion. So other things that the tune actually do is it changes the temperature that your fan comes on. So your fan comes on, you probably hear your fan come on. It changes this temperature lower for your fan. So your fan's going to come on more often, but it's going to keep your bike running at a more cooler temperature, which is good for your bike. You know what I'm saying? So it also does that. He also does mess with the RPM. So he puts a higher RPMs in it. So like 500 more RPMs than you get. So it's a higher RPM. So your motor spinning. So faster your motor spinning, more RPMs. Obviously RPMs is speed. He also messes with the limp mode. So when your bike goes in limp mode, stock bike goes in limp mode, you get about 35 miles per hour. Sucks. You know what I'm saying? Sucks. He changes it a little bit so you can go like maybe like 50 miles per hour. So at least you can get home faster so it doesn't take you 3 days to get home. You never will. You drove an hour away, you catch a VVS code, now you got an hour ride at 30 miles per hour. You took the highway there, now your back road's back. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But it's actually more than that. He does more than that. Check out BRR Tuning, Bill Ramsey YouTube. You know what I'm saying? He got a YouTube. So, right. Like I said, so the exhaust, so you get your intake, you get your exhaust. Personally, me, exhaust I use is Bkd Exhaust. You know what I'm saying? That's all I use, Bkd Exhaust. It's been giving me the best results for what I need. You know what I'm saying? Not too loud. He got loud ones, but I stay with the lower tone ones. I like the deeper sound ones, big hole, you know what I'm saying? Big opening. So basically, that would be the first three things I would get. All right. So after you start getting these upgrades, you're gonna got those three things. Now you want to start going more into it. So now like clamshelling. So I would recommend when you changing your belt. You're gonna eventually when you start adding more power, you're gonna have to change your belt. When you're gonna change your belt, I would recommend you do the rollers. Company called High Torque Rollers. They sell a higher strength rollers than the stock rollers. If you're gonna change your belt, I recommend you change your rollers at the same time because I've seen a bunch of people change their belt and then after they change their belt, their rollers go bad. So either two things happen.